Why owning nothing is so expensive by Business Insider. So yeah, we gotta be reacting to that. And yeah, let's go. Let's go.
This
No?
printer costs $160.
Yeah, it
But
does.
HP would
Does it? It might do.
probably prefer it if you paid $8 a month to rent it instead.
I
It
mean,
might not
probably, yeah. Okay, so I would also prefer to, like... Actually, would I? Not really, to be honest, because I only use a printer. It's like having a printer is like having one, using it for like next 10 years, then you buy another one, basically. And then all you need is like paper, toner, ink, whatever. Depends on what sort of printer it is. So yeah.
sound like a lot until you realize the subscription locks you
What?
into a 2-year commitment.
That is a scam. That sounds like a total
After
scam.
2 years, you'll have spent $192. 20% more than it would have cost to
I mean, it's not massive, but it's more. But it's still not massive, and you don't own it, and it's only for 2 years. And if you buy it for like $100, then it's like for ages, basically.
buy
So
the
that is
printer outright.
unfortunate.
The subscription includes ink, but HP
Okay.
artificially limits how many pages you can print each month.
Do you mean there's a limit? What am I, back in school? We don't have paper or something. I remember back in the days, like my school would have like a certain limit, like a quota that you can print. And if you went over that, you would have to like, you wouldn't be able to print anymore.
Exceed that, and it charges you more. But it gets worse.
That is scary.
After those 2 years, you still won't own this.
Yeah.
HP's terms of service explicitly state you do not own HP
You won't own anything and be happy.
device and subscription cartridges provided, even if you complete the entire subscription term.
Oh my days.
Over the
That is
past 20
scary.
years, subscriptions have taken over our economy.
I mean, they did. I can't wait for a McDonald's subscription, or you can get like one Big Mac a day or something.
Can't buy a car today without seems like a half dozen subscriptions.
I'm powerless. I just turn up one day.
Actually, subscriptions are so freaking annoying. Okay, so do you know GPS? The thing you use in car to move around, travel, Google Maps, basically. My dad has one, and I have to, like, every 2 years, I have to do it for him, like, do the subscription for him again, because he doesn't know how, and that's, like, a mess. Like, he always says, back in the days, you only had to buy one, and then you had all the maps you need.
And suddenly I've got to pay more money.
But the cost isn't the only problem. If
Mm.
everything is a subscription, we won't actually own anything.
I mean, yeah.
Consumers are fed up, and some are fighting for the right to own what they buy.
I
It's not a
wish.
liberty. Am I free to own things?
No,
should I
a Polish
rent
guy.
indefinitely?
But challenging subscriptions means taking on
Mm.
some of the largest companies in the world.
A whole bunch of industries that are not trying to make their products or services better. They're trying to find new ways to earn money from consumers. every
Okay.
month.
So how did we get to the point where practically everything
Go back.
Consumers every month.
So how did we get to the point where
Is this like this is a bed. You can get a bed. Crazy. That's crazy.
practically everything is a subscription? And why is owning nothing making
Okay.
everything?
Game Pass, on the other hand, it used to be good. I liked Game Pass when I had it for like a couple of months. And then I was like, nah, I don't need it anymore. Too expensive.
So expensive? Subscriptions feel modern, but they've been around for centuries.
Oh, yeah.
Americans used pay-as-you-go for newspapers,
Yep.
magazines, milk, and
I never heard of the milk.
Even
Oh, yeah, but you had like this, the milk on the American movies. I remember that. I know about like newspapers and magazines.
but technology enabled companies to turn
Ah,
anything
yes.
into a
Subscribe now. You get one bicycle or something for like a month.
Consumers knew they were subscribing to a newspaper because it landed on their doorstep every morning.
Yeah.
The fact that consumers are paying for services that they're not actually using is a trend that technology has enabled.
It started with cable. For decades, most TV channels were free, and there weren't many.
They were free because they had ways of like earning money. Some of them were like, you know, government sponsored, like BBC, and then on the other hand, you had like the business sponsored kind of TV, which is like ad based, and then you just had like bunch of channels pop up out of nowhere, and then you just had subscriptions basically. So yeah.
Don't miss this wonderful.
Actually, you still have subscriptions for like certain channels because certain sports channels, for example, require a subscription, so you can like watch, I don't know, a freaking, I don't know, a game of something.
chance to get a Captain Video picture rate.
But that changed in the 1970s. Satellites enabled nationwide broadcasting, and the government allowed more channels on the air.
Yeah, there we go.
The first company to leverage this lucrative technology was HBO. It realized that consumers would pay monthly to access its curated channel.
True.
Cable was an early example of paying for a subscription without getting a physical product in return. And it was wildly successful.
It's all TV at fault. It's all TV. They're to blame.
Huge demand for material very shortly in a couple of years for cable.
HBO signed up over 14 million subscribers in a decade. And by the mid-1980s, dozens
TV
of channels
Guide.
had followed its lead.
Okay. Oh yeah, MTV.
The percentage of households with a cable subscription jumped from
Okay, bit low above your rant here, but like, you know, TV Guide. Like, okay, I have never seen US TV Guide, but like, in every other country you have a TV Guide as well. But like, yeah, I feel like this is antiquated. Like, TV Guide probably doesn't exist anymore. It's like just like a piece of like late, like maybe very early 2000s nostalgia that it still existed, kind of.
7.5% in 1970 to around 67% by 1999.
Ooh.
But that was
big.
just the beginning. Starting in the 1990s, internet providers like AOL connected millions of Americans using subscriptions.
I mean, yeah, you got
And
mail, yeah.
consumers started shopping online.
Companies pretty quickly understood that this new structure of the relationship with consumers gave them opportunities not for like a one-time payment, but for an ongoing monthly revenue stream.
Companies took something that consumers used to buy once
Remember Spotify? I remember using other, like, the non-premium version of it. It got annoying quite quickly.
and instead asked them to pay continuously for access. Like software from Salesforce, music from Rhapsody, and online games from Blizzard.
World of Warcraft. Try it for free at warcraft.com.
Wow.
This shift
Actually, it's crazy that WinRAR is like free to this day. Like they could have literally screwed over everyone and said we are going subscription based, and then everyone would go to 7-Zip, and then they would probably say the same thing, and then in this alternate universe, everyone is screwed.
turned products
But we're in
into
slightly better
services.
universe where a WinRAR is free.
There's
You know.
so many people and so many internet users, and for us, this is a beginning.
This sacrifice, this trade-off of control for convenience, right?
Improved online payment systems reduced friction. And as e-commerce grew, subscriptions popped up for every aspect of daily life.
True.
But the rise of smartphones is what solidified this transformation in the late 2000s.
For the first time on a mobile device, you can have the internet in your pocket.
Using apps had become a daily routine, and it didn't take long for some developers to start charging small monthly fees for them.
Yeah.
The subscription economy has grown from sort of a small set of goods and services.
I mean, we used to not. Oh, the subscription economy used to be so small, and now we basically live in subscription economy. Like, literally, we live in one.
Almost everything
Well, we live in a subscription-based and geek-based economy, kind of, right now. But like, yeah.
you can think about.
Even sleeping has a subscription
Ah,
now.
we're back to the
company
Pod 5.
Sleep sells a smart mattress cover that costs over $3,000. Most of its functionality is locked behind a $17 monthly fee.
Okay, $17 for you to have automatic temperature adjustment for your bed, sleep health reports, vibration thermal alerts, snoring detection and mitigation, and 2-year warranty. Doesn't sound bad, especially for the automatic temperature adjustments, which some people that are like very, very, you know, they're very, very, very specific about the way they want the temperature of the bed they probably are willing to pay the $17, you know? And then you have like everything standard plus bigger warranty, and then you have everything plus stuff. I don't get what the purpose of like sleep health reports is, because it's like, oh yeah, I slept only 6 hours, my quality of sleep was 50%. Does it tell you what you're gonna do about it? Like, how to improve it maybe?
That
Like, oh yeah, sleep
is
more
mandatory
hours.
for at least your first year.
Oh, that's interesting.
I probably
So
have
basically,
like 20
pause. So you have to get it for like 12 months, and then you don't have to. But the bed stays, right? If that's the idea, or do they come in and just say, you are no longer subscribing to us, we are taking your bed with us, and you have to buy a new bed.
subscriptions. Am I allowed to use the word enshittification here?
Oh.
Hulu, Dropbox,
Vogue,
HBO Max, Google Storage.
Google Storage, Dropbox, mega storage.
TV, New Yorker.
Amazon Prime, YouTube
Amazon
TV,
Prime.
my local YMCA.
I do actually pay for Peacock.
NBA League Pass. You do not get access to local games. If I want to watch a Knicks game, I have to subscribe to a totally different service.
That is scary. That you just have to like get the NBA pass just to watch NBA, and then you just can't get the local games, even though they are kind of NBA-ish.
I'm convinced that there's just like a few hiding.
A lot of these, I think they are NBA-ers. They're like under maybe the same company. I think, kind of. I don't know. Can someone from the United States of America that knows something about basketball tell me about that? Because I have no idea right now.
Don't know about.
Oh, Spotify. Oh my gosh.
It's really
Spotify,
impossible
yep.
to have one service that gives you everything you actually want.
Technology
Remember,
will
there used to be one service that gave you everything you actually want.
created
And it still
subscriptions,
exists.
But the reason they're everywhere is because they make companies a lot of money.
Big money, yeah.
Subscriptions give companies recurring revenue, something investors love. And subscriptions
You're paying rent for Spotify.
are sticky. They're good at retaining users because most are automatic.
People are 4 times more likely to cancel when they have to make an active choice. That allows them to make more money than they would with more transparent pricing schemes.
Neil and his colleagues found that companies earn as much as 200% more revenue thanks to inattentive subscribers.
Industry
Nice.
has figured out that this is a profitable business model, and they've been moving towards it to maximize their
I mean, yeah, if you have like a membership, like a YouTube membership, let's say, we don't have those yet, but if you have a YouTube membership and you just like throw money at someone and then it just stays there even though you stop watching them, and it's just like, oh yeah, YouTube took my money to places, like I membershiped a bunch of places, you know, and it's like, it's gone, it went to places, you know, it's just like, the amount doesn't matter, all I know is that it just went to like memberships on YouTube.
One company doing exactly that is Adobe.
Oh yes,
It's been
Adobe.
selling
Oh my
software
days,
since the
Adobe.
1980s, typically releasing a new version every year or two.
Yeah, Adobe. That's why I use DaVinci Resolve.
But in 2012, the company launched its Creative Cloud subscription. Instead of allowing consumers to buy the software once and upgrading when they want, Adobe now sells all of its apps bundled together for a monthly fee.
The fee is so scary. I know so many of my friends that just like went looking for all the alternatives the moment this came up, and they were like, "Oh, I want to use the latest version, but I don't want to pay this much." But
So
like,
if you want permanent access, you need to keep paying, even after you've spent way more than the software used to cost. Adobe faced heavy criticism for its decision, but there's no doubt it transformed the company. 3 years after launching Creative Cloud, revenue was higher than ever. In 2024, it soared to $21.5 billion,
huge.
over 5 times higher than before.
Actually, this is probably mostly companies and professionals that are using Adobe products. Because, like, and maybe artists as well. Because I know a lot of artists tend to use Adobe products, but, like, this is huge. Massive income.
Before Adobe launched the subscription service.
Adobe really was a pioneer in realizing that they can squeeze a lot more revenue out of consumers by signing them up for subscriptions rather than selling software and letting consumers keep it and use it however they want.
I mean, yeah.
Another company that's made a
The thing is, nobody really realized it, like, early on how dangerous this is, because it's like, it does not protect the consumer. Like, you can get a faulty product on a subscription basis, but because of the contract you're signing when you subscribe, you still have to, like, pay up to a certain amount of time, and that's a scam in a way, I would say.
fortune off subscriptions is Apple. Since 2015,
yes,
it has
Apple.
launched at least 8 subscriptions. Now, when you buy an Apple Watch, the company hopes you'll also subscribe to Fitness Plus and Apple Music. Of course, you'll also want to protect it with Apple Care. Annually, these cost about the same as the Apple Watch itself.
Crazy. Crazy.
Apple's been remarkably successful at finding new ways to squeeze money out of its customers.
Apple's services revenue, which
One day you're gonna wake up and have Apple have, like, I don't know, iOS Plus, so you can actually use the mobile phone. You have to pay the subscription service just so you can use, like, the anything except for maybe calling people and maybe the camera.
includes subscriptions, rose from around $20 billion in 2015 to over $96 billion in 2024.
Subscriptions, from a company's perspective, is the way to go. The real question for me is it the way to go for consumers?
At first, many subscriptions may seem like a good deal for the convenience they offer.
Yeah.
But the lifetime costs are more opaque.
I mean, they're massive.
Take a look at this subscription from computer hardware company NZXT. It lets you rent a gaming PC with the option to cancel at any time.
It's crazy that you can just rent a PC.
$129
Is it any good? I mean, it's pretty decent, yeah. Looks decent.
per month, which might appear like
I bet they just say, oh yes, here's the graphics card, here's the processor, and everything else inside. Very, very cheap. The cheapest it could possibly be. And actually, it's probably, I wonder, like, I never rented a PC. If anyone ever rented a PC like that, are the only components that are good the graphics card and the processor? Is, like, I don't know, the RAM or, like, the any other, like, component inside of it, like, top notch, or is it, like, mediocre, I guess? Oh,
a steal.
I nearly burped.
But let's do some math. It'll only take 15 months to spend more than the value of the computer itself. It's common for a
Oh yeah, I forgot that. Wait. Yeah, that makes
PC
sense.
to last more than 5 years. In that time span, you'll have paid NZXT over $7,700 through its subscription.
That's scary.
For that amount, you can buy the PC 4 times over. Other companies entice users with
I mean, in the 5 years time, you're gonna have, like, PCs that are, like,
free trials.
I don't know. I mean, with the current RAM crisis, we probably won't have PCs in, like, 5 years time.
Sign-up promos, hoping they'll stick around even after the subscription outlives its value.
It's becoming almost anti-customer, where it feels, personally, as a customer.
That's how I joined Amazon Prime, actually. I was like, free 30 days. That sounds really good. Yeah, let's go. And I'm like, oh my days. 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 6 months. And I'm like, no, I'm not using it anymore. That's enough. That's enough. And then my parents were like, oh, we want this, and that, and that, and that from Amazon. I'm like, I just unsubscribed from the freaking Prime. What do you mean you want this, that, and that? And and then I also have to pay for, like, the package for, like, the, you know, for delivery fee. I'm like, oh my days.
That I'm preyed upon.
And the problem isn't just that the cost adds up over time. Many companies purposefully make it difficult to cancel.
I mean, yeah, and then they also make it like, oh, in the contract it says we are not going to change the pricing. Sometimes maybe. Never read a contract like that, but like sometimes maybe, and then it's like, oh yeah, we're actually changing the pricing from I don't know, $69.99 to $79.99 coming maybe like April 3rd or something.
Dark patterns are when a company designs a user interface, like a website, to deliberately trick or deceive customers.
I mean, yeah, that's where you have like, are you sure about unsubscribing from our subscription service? And then you click yes, but are you 100% sure? And then you click yes, and then it pops up with like, what didn't satisfy you about subscription service? And then you say yes, it did. And then you're just like, and then you're finally done, because it's like it's taking you time to decide, and it's like maybe you're gonna reconsider within three chances, and it's like, no, you did not. Okay, you're finally unsubscribed. GG. Go.
Once companies have consumers' payment information, charging people is frictionless, raising prices is easy, and canceling subscriptions can be really hard.
I mean, yeah, you're gonna like have, you know, quote unquote growing pains when you cancel from like your subscription, because it's like, oh, I remember when I had it ad free. Oh, now I have to listen to boring bad ads whenever, like, after like 15 minutes of music. What do you mean? I want my, I don't know, 3 Days Grace or something playing now, not whatever this is.
Bean was director of the FTC's Bureau of...
Or actually, on mobile phone. When you have Spotify on mobile phone, I don't know if it's still like that, but I remember it used to be like they've got like the songs from your playlist would go in random order. It's like, I don't want that song, I wanted the next song over. What do you mean?
Consumer protection under Joe Biden.
What I saw during my time of government is some of the biggest companies in the world were some of the biggest abusers of subscriptions.
The FTC...
Wow. Who knew? Who knew big bad companies do big bad things?
He sued Amazon in 20...
Just like who realized? We're only 11 minutes in. I feel like I've been talking for ages.
Adobe the year after, arguing the companies tricked users into signing up for subscriptions and made it deliberately difficult to cancel. Let's take a look at Adobe's Creative Cloud. It defaults to a plan that looks like it's month to month.
Yeah.
But it's actually a year-long commitment. The FTC said Adobe didn't clearly state that customers needed to pay a fee to unsubscribe early.
Ooh.
These fees were so big and so important to Adobe's bottom line.
See, it's like renting a place, because like if you cancel your home rent early, then you're gonna have to pay a fee for, like, you know, not following through with the contract, basically.
One executive of Adobe...
So it's crazy how you're renting basically non-existent things. I mean, quote unquote software, but that software does not exist. Like, if electricity goes off everywhere, it's like it never existed. You know?
Like heroin. In how addicted the company was.
I'm talking too fast and I'm tiring myself from talking.
Adobe declined Business Insider's request for comment. In 2024, it told The Verge that the quote was taken out of context, and said cancellation fees made up only a small part of Adobe's revenue.
Folks who rely on Adobe services and Adobe products.
I mean, if the fees is very, like, if the unsubscription fee is very high, then you're gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna use it for the next like 4 months, let's say, even though I don't need that and I need the money, but like, I'm gonna use it for the next 4 months, and then after that, I'm unsubscribing.
And end up getting ripped off by a company that is charging them huge fees and making it really difficult to cancel.
Adobe appears to be making its subscription terms clearer.
I like how half of the video currently is like, we're gonna attack Adobe. We don't like what they do.
From 2017 show that users had to click into the fine print to learn about the cancellation fee.
Ooh.
The FTC's case showed that in 2023, Adobe's sign-up page mentioned a fee, but didn't immediately disclose the amount.
Fee applies if you cancel after 14 days. No refund if you cancel after 14 days. I mean, that's pointless if there's no refund after 14 days, because it's like you only get 1 month's of refund. What if I want to use it for 2 and then get a refund for my second month?
December 2025, it states upfront that users must pay half your remaining annual commitment, which
That's crazy.
could cost hundreds of dollars. The FTC's case is still in litigation, but others have already been successful.
It should be as easy to unsubscribe than it is to subscribe, but it doesn't feel like that's the mechanism that...
I mean, yeah, when you're subscribing, it's like, come here, pop in the numbers, done, you're subscribe, have a nice day. And if you're trying to unsubscribe, it's like, oh yeah, there's fees, oh yeah, you have to play with our mental tricks, you know.
Businesses are going for.
They just don't want to lose the money, you know.
A rule called Click to Cancel that aimed to make canceling as easy as signing up.
The rule was hugely popular, but earlier this year, the Eighth Circuit, one of the federal courts, struck down the rule on procedural grounds, saying that industry should have had more chances to weigh in on the rule. And there's no indication that the Trump administration is planning.
That's crazy, because it's like, oh yeah, we think the company should, say more about this. They didn't even have time to, prepare a plan for this or whatever. It's gonna be massive losses of money. Yeah. Just like, we don't like the fine print of it or something.
From your life isn't easy. As companies connect more products to the internet, the distinction between owning and paying for access gets blurrier. Printers.
No, nothing economy. We're 30 minutes in.
Security cameras, exercise
I feel like I'm talking too much.
Cars all limit features behind subscriptions.
These are all things that are software dependent, and so
Yeah.
when you don't have control over the software code, that means you don't have control over the physical product itself. Sometimes that means features get added, features get taken away without the consumer's consent. It even gets to...
Actually, it's crazy that companies make the products less effective sometimes. Okay, for example, YouTube is free. YouTube is being less effective, but it's free. So yeah, that doesn't matter. But as for example, GPS or something, sometimes you have to pay for certain maps as well. I have a lot of experience with GPS subscriptions,
whether the device continues to operate at all.
Aaron co-wrote a book in 2016 called The End of Ownership. Since then, he's only become more pessimistic.
I think things are worse than we imagined they would be. Our daily behavior is really built around the idea that the things that we use every day are within our exclusive control.
Yeah,
and when
I wish.
we move away from that, what's the model for what a non-ownership economy looks like? There's some very smart...
Welcome to 2030. I own nothing, have no privacy, and life has never been better. You're gonna own nothing and be happy.
People out there who, describe this as a kind of return to feudalism.
There we go.
A world in which we don't own anything, we don't control anything, and the benefits of these resources are sort of, hoarded by the handful of technology and media.
I mean, that is technically happening in a way.
Companies.
Slowly, it's becoming, more so realistic.
Access to them.
Mergers further concentrated this control, and with less competition, prices could rise.
They're in a much better position to sort of eliminate consumer surplus and push consumers to paying the maximum price that they can bear. That might look good for a handful of companies, but I think ultimately it's pretty harmful for society as a whole.
Okay.
The erosion of ownership has already happened to media. In 2024, 84% of US recorded music revenue came...
What? Really, streaming?
From streaming. Physical
Okay.
sales accounted for 11%. It's even lower for movies and TV shows. Spending on physical media may
I wonder how it looks in Japan because I feel like physical media market in Japan is probably more, I guess, bigger than in for example, the United States and Europe, because there isn't like as much, you know, as much need in Europe and the United States because we have like Netflix and stuff like that. You know, we have all the things we need basically on like Netflix, HBO, Max, Paramount, what else? Disney, basically. And then in Japan, you have like anime, which is basically like, they don't really have like a massive conglomerate that just holds all of the anime. I mean, they could have that. It could happen, but I feel like the physical market is more so there for those things. I don't know about music because I know that idol culture is big, but there's like people going to events and paying for the experience more so than buying like physical CDs. Like on that part, I feel it's like still more so westernized in a way because it's like, you know, music streaming basically.
made up less than 2% of revenue. Consumers don't own the majority of media they consume, which means
Zelda.
they give up the right to resell it, loan it to a friend, or pass their collection down through generations. When Netflix blocked password sharing, it made this imbalance clear.
When you move to digital, those secondary markets are essentially
Okay.
eliminated. And that's something that a lot of publishers, studios, video game developers, that they've been hoping for a very long time.
But a growing number of consumers don't want ownership to die.
Yeah.
Take a look at this graph. Since 2005, the number of vinyl records shipped grew by
Honestly, this is interesting because like I know people that have like vinyl recorders and vinyl players and recorders slash vinyl recorders, yeah, whatever, and some vinyls, and it's scary how many it's not scary, it's interesting how many people just like want to own vinyls and be into that stuff, like
Over
appreciate music in a
1200%.
way.
It's an old idea to physically hold something and look at it, but at the end of the day, it just feels good.
I mean, yeah, because you can like just like be like, I want to listen to this. Then you pop it in, boom, you have music. And it's like when it comes like, you know, let's say doing that on like streaming, you're just like, oh yes, here's my curated playlist. Let me listen to that. Oh, an ad, an ad.
Wonderful to be a part of this reemergence of a physical life that I think people are really missing in an age of complete digitization and dehumanization.
This neighborhood in Brooklyn, New York sees itself as fighting against that dehumanization. Shop owners refer to it as Analog Alley, because within a few blocks you'll find board games, books, records, and VHS tapes.
After one night of complaining one too many times, Jess yelled at me to start the store, so we started the store.
Pretty much that's what happened, yeah.
Night Owl Videos merchandise proudly declares
Okay.
death to streamers.
I think
For a moment, I thought they meant like, you know, streamers as in content creators, not as streamers as in streaming
from
services.
streamers when they started was affordability and accessibility of great movies, and now it's the complete opposite because they've started making their own movies and they want to push those onto people, removing the titles that clearly people actually want to watch.
While prices started out low, every major streamer has increased the cost of its subscription.
Remember, sky is the limit.
You're being fed from an algorithm and fooled into thinking that this algorithm is super, super tailored for your particular taste.
You're probably just going to end up scrolling for an hour and not finding anything you want to watch anyway.
So true. So freaking true. I had Netflix for 1 month. Like, I don't like movies much. I have to say that I don't like movies much. So for me, it was like scroll. Let's say maybe there's something good, and then I'm like, okay, I've seen this movie before. Maybe I'm gonna watch it again. Like, there's no new movies that would like entertain me, and that was like back in 2018. So yeah.
Jess and Aaron hope Night Owl's.
Oh, that's cool. The good old-fashioned TV. Oh, the big block here. Okay, so there's the tiny, like, this is a big block black TV, right? A huge TV. My grandparents would own one of those, and then like the smaller one, next to the guy here. I had a smaller version of that one, kind of like back in 2000s. Honestly, that was like the tiniest TV ever. But I still fondly remember having like a tiny TV and just watching from bed, and it just being like, you know, and then just enjoying myself there.
Human curation reminds patrons they don't have to let an algorithm pick their next movie.
For your consideration, Spirited Away, this is like pretty rare.
Night Owl offers an estimated 8,000 to 10,000 movies on DVD, Blu-ray,
That's
and
huge.
VHS.
$1.
I tried to order copies through the distributor too, and I couldn't get them. They're back ordered. Young Frankenstein is back ordered. It's really cool to see a younger generation who didn't necessarily grow up buying DVDs like we did, embracing that idea, really enjoying it and enjoying like searching through the stacks to find great stuff.
DVDs and Blu-rays haven't experienced the same comeback vinyl has. But for Night Owl, selling dead media has been a success. A physical collection comes with tangible benefits. Streaming catalog.
Go back.
Physical collection.
That's pretty new. I mean, this is like the anime section, kind of, but that's pretty new. Like, over here, Body Daddy's Fairy Tale. Was this? I have no idea what this is. This is 5 centimeters per second. Yep. X-Men collection over here. The Haikyuu. Pretty new
Comes
stuff.
with tangible benefits. Streaming catalogs change all the time as licenses swap hands or companies like Disney remove titles to write them off as financial losses.
That's what I call creative taxation. I mean, creatively playing around with taxes and stuff, you know.
Blu-rays can also look and sound better than streaming because they're less compressed. And the quality
that's
doesn't
true.
change depending on your internet speed.
That's also true.
But more importantly, curating a collection is the way Jess and Aaron show their love for their favorite media.
Streaming has devalued art in almost every way.
I think that it's really.
I mean, that's true. Because in a way, we get like a lot of like fast food sort of art, I would say right now. Like very fast food movies, like easy to consume, quick to entertain, easily forgotten in a way. Or like very cheap and low quality, but still somewhat entertaining. Or just like completely not entertaining whatsoever sometimes.
Really important to preserve the films that you love and to really experience them.
The expressions on a lot of people's faces when they come in, it's like, wow, this still exists. It's really a nice thing.
People coming in and be like, wow, is this a garter?
Fighting the subscription trend became a personal mission for James Kuda, too.
I deeply hate subscriptions, unless they make sense.
His company, Procreate, has become wildly successful by asking its users to buy its apps once.
Yep. I know a lot of people that use Procreate nowadays.
We would technically make more money if we were going down a subscription route.
This
All
guy
it
is
is
based.
to generate revenue. But I think the other part of that story is we're here to generate revenue and provide value to the customer. And I think that part is just not being evaluated. We're sort of prioritizing revenue generation at the expense of the customer.
I mean, yeah, because big companies care about, like, you know, big number going up. If the big number goes down, then that is not good for the shareholders, and that means the stock price is going to go down. That means less money. That means the CEO is going to be unhappy. That means a lot of people are going to be unhappy. Like, you know, a lot of rich people are going to be unhappy. And when it comes to like those people, then it's like, we have our values. We don't really care about everything going up until a certain point, because for them it's going up right now, but at some point it's going to be stagnating, and then they have to, like, you know, do decisions what they're going to do about that. Like, are they going to create a new product or something, or are they going to stop updating the current product and create like 2.0 version of it and then sell that for bigger price, basically?
Quite a lot of brand damage, because you're not eliciting a feeling of joy or fun when you're interacting with that brand. You're creating a sense of aggravation and a feeling of entrapment, which customers...
I mean, yeah, true. It is also very emotional in a way.
Don't forget.
Gamers are feeling the aggravation too. Microtransactions,
Microtransactions, oh no. Battle Pass everywhere. Base BP bundle.
and online-only functionality are all too familiar in modern gaming.
The customer should have more, basically, freedom to own their media.
I mean, yeah, we don't really own any media when you buy it online.
Because the more of the control...
Oh my days, I remember having, like, games, physical copies of games that I would put in the disc into my PC and be like, ah, yes, game time.
That
Yeah.
either distributes or creates the ecosystem, the more opportunities for just unfair practices. They are becoming the standard, and no one knows that they are unfair anymore because they haven't seen anything else.
The platform GOG is committed to preserving retro games, but even
GOG had a bit of a thing happen, I think. I don't know what happened, but I think there was something that happened to them recently. I don't remember though.
with new titles, it offers users an offline install.
I'm still waiting for GOG to have one of the top wanted games released, because one of their, like, because on the GOG they have like a list of games that like people want for them to, like, you know, sell. And one of the top selling top games that the people actually want is Black and White, and the first one, because it cannot be found anywhere. Like, unless you have a physical copy, it cannot be found anywhere. So yeah, that's that. I wonder if they have like Fable over there, Fable 3. I mean, because Fable 3, you cannot find it anywhere. I don't know what happened to Fable 3. Like, my friend recently talked about Fable 3, and he was like, I want to play Fable 3, and I'm like, you ain't going to find it. Unless you own an Xbox. And he was like, I don't own an Xbox. I'm like, yeah, then you're not gonna find it, because all the freaking copies cost like what? Big money, basically.
Digital restrictions. That means you can install a game even if the publisher no longer sells or supports it.
That is amazing.
The aim was to solve that for consumers and to build a digital distribution platform that...
Is this guy like the guy that used to own GOG? Or he worked for GOG?
Things about physical distribution.
Also, I just saw Legos in the background.
Move them into more convenient digital era. You have the files, like they're yours. You can keep them. It's a matter of liberty. It's a matter of like whether I can actually own something and whether a company takes something away from me. Am I free to own things? Is that okay for me to own, or?
Right now, yeah, that's okay for you to own. And by 2030, no. You won't own anything and you're gonna be happy. Remember.
Try rent, definitely.
We're not delusional. I don't think streamers are necessarily going anywhere, but I do think that people are going to become more aware of how they're spending their money on entertainment.
Consumers should make whatever choices work for them. I'm not here to tell everybody that they're wrong for having a Spotify subscription and everybody just needs to buy vinyl records. But one of the things that troubles me is that for people who want to buy...
Okay, what about CDs? Anyone remember CDs? Anyone still buying them? My parents loved CDs. Like, they just like them. I don't know why, but they do.
Tangible copies. That's becoming increasingly difficult to do.
There are products that many of
Best Buy to stop selling DVDs and Blu-rays in 2024. That was 2 years ago.
us no longer
That's ages ago.
and we're still
Does Best Buy actually not sell them anymore, by the way? Is that a fact?
subscribed to. And that's generating revenue for those companies And it means that a new company, which is offering a product that we do want, they may not have an opportunity because our money is tied up somewhere else.
But the FTC is going to keep playing whack-a-mole unless it actually issues a rule that applies to every company in the economy.
I mean, see.
You can't trap people in subscriptions.
See, what you do here is, you get the EU to do thing. If the EU does thing, then the United States does thing. So that's how the process basically works. Like, you have this very strict EU people say, no more fun, big companies. No, no, no. And the United States does that. But under the current Trump administration, that is not going to happen, by the way. So yeah, so basically, the problem has to stay here for the next maybe until someone else comes in, potentially, because Trump is like very, he's very like, no, 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 we are not gonna listen to Europeans. No, no, no. And so yeah, that's that. So yeah, that the issue is going to stay unless Trump actually wants to deal with it, but he has very rich friends. So I don't think he's going to want to deal with that.
You can't lie to people when they're signing up.
What worries me is I think the status quo is more desirable to the companies that control these markets. And I don't think they're likely to yield that control without a real fight.
I mean, yeah, that's true. Companies won't do anything without force. They never do. Apple did not request. I love this. This is like Apple did not respond to a request for a comment. They said no comment. No. Adobe declined to comment. I feel that's why they dunked so much on them. It's like, you didn't say anything. You didn't come to defend yourself. Okay, we're gonna dunk on you. Based. A spokesman said that the company's strategy means customers where their preferences lie, and while HP does not exclusively rely on subscriptions, the spokesperson called the business model stickier. Sticky business. Okay. Anything else? Any more comments? Okay, so I like how they have credits and they just have like a bunch of comments here at the end. That's interesting. But yeah. Okay. So yeah, thank you for watching. That was very interesting. It's like very like educating. I guess in a way it is educating because it's nice that there are still places that still have like physical media. At the same time, I like that there are people kind of trying to fight for easier ways to unsubscribe and for the companies to have less leverage over the subscription-based model. Like, give more autonomy to the regular person that's subscribing instead of like company forcing them into a contract kind of way. But still, remember, by 2030, you're gonna own nothing and be happy. Unless you probably won't own anything and be still unhappy. The same way we're all now. Unless you're happy, then you won't be any longer happy, Just like, oh yeah, it's a depressing ending. Hooray. Okay, but that was a very good video. Link to the video in the description. And if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe. Goodbye.